Long before colonial powers came to Africa, the Kingdom of Benin was already a land of kings, warriors, and divine order. But not all kings ruled in peace. There was a time when Benin was torn apart by greed and betrayal, a time when the royal bloodline itself threatened to destroy the empire. Out of this darkness rose a man whose wisdom and courage would rebuild Benin into one of the greatest civilizations in African history. His name was Ewuare the Great.
Before he was Oba, he was known as Prince Ogun, the rightful heir to the throne of Benin. But the royal palace was a place of deadly rivalry. After the death of their father, two brothers, Orobiru and Ogun, fought bitterly for the crown. Ogun lost. Forced to flee for his life, he wandered across forests and villages, disguised and alone. Legend says he traveled for 7 years, learning secrets of medicine, warfare, and the mystical arts. In his exile, Ogun met powerful spiritual beings, one of them a spirit called Agbavboko, who gifted him charms of protection and wisdom. It was in exile that the prince became more than a man. He became Ewuare, the man who brought good fortune. When Ogun returned to Benin, he found a kingdom in turmoil. King Orobiru was dead, and chaos ruled the streets. Taking advantage of the confusion, the prince rallied loyal supporters. With courage, strategy, and the spiritual knowledge he had gained, he fought his way back to the throne. By 1440, Ogun had seized power and was crowned Oba Ewuare, the new ruler of Benin. When Ewuare became king, Benin was broken, divided by wars and greed. But he had a vision of unity and greatness. He began by reorganizing the city, rebuilding it into a masterpiece of urban design. Benin City became a maze of wide roads, grand courtyards, and sacred spaces, all centered around the royal palace. Ewuare strengthened the Egaebonore, the Council of Chiefs, and established order across the land. To protect his empire, he commanded the building of massive earth walls and moats, the foundations of what would become the Great Walls of Benin, one of the largest engineering achievements in human history. Under Ewuare's rule, the Benin Empire grew larger and stronger than ever before. He expanded its borders deep into what is now Nigeria, bringing neighboring towns and kingdoms under his authority. Trade flourished. Ivory, pepper, and palm oil moved through Benin's markets, and its fame reached as far as Europe. But Ewuare's greatness was not only in power, it was in vision. He turned Benin from a warring state into a center of art, spirituality, and governance.
Ewuare was a lover of beauty and memory. He encouraged artists and craftsmen to capture history in bronze and ivory. From his reign began the golden age of Benin art, the birth of the Benin bronzes that would later astonish the world. Every plaque told a story of kings, battles, ceremonies, and ancestors, each one a piece of living history. Through art, Ewuare gave his people identity and pride.
Ewuare also reformed the kingdom's spiritual and political systems. He centralized religious power under the Oba's divine authority, linking leadership with sacred duty. He introduced new festivals, including the famous Igwe Festival, still celebrated today to honor purification and renewal. To his people, Ewuare was more than a ruler. He was a living god, a symbol of order and destiny.
Oba Ewuare ruled for many years, bringing peace, prosperity, and greatness to Benin. Under his leadership, the kingdom became a beacon of civilization in West Africa, a city so well planned and so advanced that European visitors centuries later could scarcely believe their eyes. When he died, Ewuare left behind more than an empire. He left a legacy that would shape the identity of the Edo people for generations. To this day, he is remembered as Ewuare the Great, the king who rebuilt a nation and turned Benin into a legend.
More than 500 years have passed, but the story of Oba Ewuare still echoes through Benin songs, art, and ceremonies. His wisdom and strength continue to inspire, a reminder that true greatness is not taken by force, but built through vision, unity, and legacy. Ewuare the Great, the king who made Benin eternal. Thank you for watching. If you love stories of Africa's forgotten empires and legendary kings, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.